702 Eyewitness News, 24 hours a day, in touch, in tune and independent.
You're listening to a repeat of the 702 Saturday Quiz Show with Denis Smith, first broadcast on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock.
It's the show where the more you win, the more you win. It's the 702 Saturday Quiz Show. And now, here's the Wizard of Quiz, Denis Smith.
Wonderful to see you all here packed into the main studio at Radio 702 in beautiful downtown Sandown, where we meet, as we always do every Saturday at lunchtime, for our regular viewing of the Battle of the Brains. And I know we are being joined by many thousands of 702-landers out there in 702 land, gathered around their wireless sets over the kitchen table as they are every Saturday for this regular lunchtime date. We are here today to witness the unification battle of the champions, the clash of the champions, the tussle of the titans, the reigning brain Irene from Yeovil, who stood aside so that the lesser mental mortals could evaluate their position in the intellectual scale, is back with us today. She's coming onto stage now, escorted by the lovely Cynthia from behind the velvet curtains. Onto the stage, the floodlights go up, and here she is. And a very good afternoon, a warm quiz welcome to Irene. A very good afternoon to you, Irene.
Good afternoon.
I will ask you now to go with the lovely Cynthia across the stage and enter your sound-sealed brain box. There we are. You can hear me clearly from in there, can you?
Yes.
And from your position, you can see the giant screen here where your progress will be recorded. You're familiar with the contest, of course, although you've been absent for a week or two, resting and doubtless studying. The unification contest, which took place over many exciting weeks, was a contest supreme. It was the Everest of a contest, and it was won by Liz. Liz, here she comes, on stage now. She won the Easter Saturday Quiz Show, a worthy champion. Liz, a very good afternoon to you. How are you feeling today?
I'm fine, thank you, Dennis.
You have told us before, I know, but for all your supporters out there, they would like to hear those words uttering from your lovely lips. Where are you from, Liz?
From Nigel.
From Nigel. She's here from Nigel to be with us today in the main studio, ladies and gentlemen. And now Liz is being escorted by the lovely Cynthia, who assists me throughout the show, across the stage into her sound-sealed brain box. You can hear me clearly in there, can you, Liz?
Yes, thank you.
The rules, of course, are familiar to you from previous contests. Liz, you were the winner of the Easter Saturday Quiz Show. You realize that you're coming up against a mental giant in the form of Irene, our reigning brain, and that this truly is a clash of champions in which the winner takes all. Do you understand that as well? You also understand that whoever wins our fourth and a final testing round will be our reigning champion, our supreme pinnacle champion, and so gets a shot at the
Brain Buster,
which is worth 702 rands. 702 rands, and if you don't believe me, you'll believe the lovely Cynthia, who's now bringing out the cash. She's looking lovely, a picture of springtime elegance, my dear. Lovely earrings. So much money we give away, they're thinking of calling me the Wizard of Quids. Just my little joke, ladies and gentlemen, which I'll explain to you all later. Now, you want to know how to play, you simply dial 8830-702, but you must, I stress you must, be able to answer our qualifying question, which, as always, is given to us this week by the ever-loyal, ever-lovely, where would we be without him, Hugo, the mystery voice. Hugo!
Yes. Well now, listeners, you will have been waiting for me, that is I, Hugo, the mystery voice, to give you this week's qualifying question. Are you ready now? Who is 702's new program manager? Did you get that? I'll repeat it again for you. Who is 702's new program manager? Well, that's a qualifying question. I do hope you are a winner. Good luck, listeners.
Thank you so much, Hugo the mystery voice. Well, now, the rules are simple. They've been explained to you. 5 questions, 5 categories, 1 point for a correct answer, nothing for an incorrect answer. If the scores are level after 5 questions, then naturally we go straight to...
Sudden death.
Whoever has the most points at the end of the round is the winner, will be our reigning champion, will ring prizes from 702 beyond belief or description. One very important thing to bear in mind for all of you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls here in the main studio and out there in Radio 702 land, the more you listen to 702 during the week, the easier those questions are going to be for you. You're in your sound-sealed brain box. We're almost ready to go, but one more thing that I must warn you of, and that is you must give your answers quickly, Irene and Liz. Any hesitation, of course, immediately trips off the computerized gong. And should I hear anyone, either out there in Radio 702 land or here in the main studio, prompting in any way at all, by word, deed, gesture, commission or omission, the contestant will immediately lose the point for that question. The rules are tough, but they are applied impartially. And the music, of course, is what swings us along. Our resident musical director, Arthur van Jaarsveld, with us as always. Thank you, Howard. Now, the first question, of course, will go, I believe, to Irene. We spun a coin just before the show. You called correctly, so you, in fact, have the first shot at the first question. You're ready?
Right.
Here it is. A 25-year-old beautician from Indiana claimed to have been sexually assaulted in a Chicago nightclub last Sunday. By whom was she allegedly assaulted?
Tyson.
Mike Tyson, indeed. Did he do it? We don't know, but you certainly did it. The true champion that you are, up and running at the sound of the bell. 1 point, well done. Liz, you have tasted and tested the caliber of your competition, and I know you're going to give your very best shot to this first question. Are you ready?
Yes.
For 1 point or nothing, then. Heavy fighting between rival factions broke out in which African country this week?
In Liberia.
In Liberia. She knew the answer. She came straight out with it. My word, we have a contest on our hands here this afternoon on the Saturday quiz. The second question, then. Settle down, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. The second question from the category Barry Wronger's movies. This week, the Oscars. Irene, who plays opposite Susan Sarandon in the movie Dead Man Walking? It opened in 702 land yesterday.
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn is perfectly correct. Another point accruing to your score. You've doubled your score with just 2 questions. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please, Liz. Many supporters here from Nigel waiting for your answer to this question. Who directed the movie Dead Man Walking?
Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins is right. The husband, indeed, of Susan Sarandon. Tim Robbins directed Dead Man Walking. You've seen it, I know. It'll give you food for thought. But now the third question will pose quite an obstacle for you, I know. Irene, you're known as a sportsman. Your husband, Mike, is in fact one of the finest water polo players this country's ever produced. How is he, by the way?
He's feeling fine, thank you.
That's fine, splendid. Nice to hear it. Fit, wonderful, well done. Now, it's Janet Witten's sport. The Two Oceans Marathon took place in across the Cape last Saturday. Over what distance is that run?
56.
56 kilometres. She knew the answer at once, up on her tackies and tiptoeing, tripping lightly towards a winning score, I know. Liz?
Yes.
Janet Witten's sport is the category, and here's your question for 1 point or nothing. The English FA Cup final takes place on the 11th of May. Name the 2 teams in the final.
I don't know.
Oh, we groan together. Your supporters from Nigel, who are packed into the main studio, and indeed myself, even in my impartial capacity. The teams are Manchester United and Liverpool. They'll meet in the FA Cup final, the English FA Cup final on the 11th of May at Wembley. Manchester United and Liverpool. Who of us in the audience supports Manchester United? Yeah. I see. Well, all right. Who of us in the audience supports Liverpool? Well, there we are, you see, judging by the audience reaction here. Thank you. From our excited audience, it would appear that Liverpool might win. We might ask the lovely Cynthia, my dear, I know you're something of a sport. Who do you support? Liverpool? Well, it seems to clinch that matter then. Alas, no points for you, Liz, but bravely tried there. So after 3 questions in the first round, we'll ask the lovely Cynthia, thank you, my dear, to give us the final score. She's there it is, goes up on the main screen now. Liquid crystal display, you can see it for yourself. And I know at home out there in Radio 702 land, many people will have computed the score. Liz from Nigel, 2 points. Irene just a shade ahead, still our reigning brain with 3 points. Almost nothing in it. 2 questions left in the round. Listen carefully now to the next one from the category Dan Moyani's Animal Archives. This, Irene, is for you. It is a multiple choice question. Wait until I finish, then I will require your answer. Why did Abbot Thayers spend his whole life studying the colour scheme of the animal world? Was it because he developed military camouflage? Was it because he was a fashion designer? Was it because he patented the colour spectroscope?
It was military camouflage.
Military camouflage it was indeed. Abbot Thayers spent his whole life studying the colour schemes of the animal world in order to develop military camouflage. But he couldn't hide from you, Irene. You got the answer so far, a clean sheet and a perfect score. Liz, your chance now to make up that very slight deficit. Are you ready? Listen very carefully. It's a multiple choice question. Wait until I finish. What are the first words that Winnie the Pooh says when he wakes up each morning? Is it, what's for breakfast? Where is my honey? Where is my mummy?
What's for breakfast?
What is for breakfast? Indeed. Childhood memories come back to save the day. You've got a point. And so, everything now depends on the answer to the fifth, final, and dare I say fatal question in the round. Should you answer it correctly, Liz, and should Irene fail to answer it, then of course I'm afraid we will be right up against the barrel of sudden death. Irene, how many provinces are there in South Africa?
9.
9! She did it! My word, a champion to the very end. Irene, a perfect score, 5 points. Liz, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Liz from Nigel, the winner of the Easter Saturday quiz show. This is your final question in the round. How did the town of Nailstroom get its name?
The early Voortrekkers thought it was the source of the Nile.
Yes, wonderful answer, beautifully said. In the distance they saw what they thought was a pyramid. It was a hill, of course, but nevertheless they named the river the Nail, and the settlement on the banks of the river Nailstroom. You knew that, and now, alas, we do come to the end of that round. The lovely Cynthia, who assists me throughout the show, adding up the score on her portable computer. And there we are. Thank you, my dear. The printout is emerging now, and it's confirmed on the giant screen. There it goes, the liquid crystal display lighting up the figures, which tell us, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Liz of Nigel, you were the winner of the Easter Saturday quiz show. You went away loaded with fame, glory, riches beyond belief. But alas, your 4 points, which you've scored today, and beautifully scored too, not sufficient to overcome Irene of Yeovil, our reigning brain, with a 100% score of 5 points and 5 questions. 5 points and 5 questions. Couldn't be better than that. So, Liz, I'm afraid we have to bid you farewell. The lovely Cynthia now escorts Liz from her sound-sealed brain box across the stage and behind the velvet curtains to the dressing room, where she'll have a hot cup of tea and recover from the emotional strain of doing battle with the reigning brain. That is, of course, you, Irene. Irene, you've climbed the very pinnacle of perspicacity. You're an intellectual giant S, I suppose I should call you. Your family must be proud of you, not just for your blonde, buxom beauty, but for your brains. Did your family ever get intimidated by you?
No, they seem to keep up with me.
Well, my word, you certainly set a fierce, fast pace, and I know that you will enjoy many, many cups of stimulating beverage from the 702 mug, which the lovely Cynthia is now going to present to you.
Thank you.
That's so sweet. Irene and Cynthia, kiss on the cheek, the 702 mug for you. And I have to ask you as a formality, the rules dictate it, will you see it through and enter the next round against all comers, be whoever they may, Irene?
Yes, I will.
She'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. What a sport, what a gesture, what a style. Well, here we are in the main studio, in this beautifully appointed main studio, watching the progress on the giant screen of our reigning brains, and we wait to see now who will have the temerity to tackle Irene. We'll find out who it is when you rejoin the show in a moment or so.